All right, welcome everybody. Got another episode of Cat's Corner coming at you. Today is Monday the 24th. We'll get this posted this week. I just want to give
Correct.
people a reference what day we're talking.
That always helps.
And tell us, fellas, what's going on today? How are the markets looking today?
They're looking just like we thought they would last week, which was as the war progresses in the Ukraine, we're seeing people running in and buying gold. You know, they're seeking the safe harbor against paper currency, which always happens when you're in a war footing. The manufacturing metals usually get cracked initially, and we're seeing copper down. It broke through the 450 level, which, as you know, I know you follow it closely, Nick, and took it out today with no problem at all, and went down to 42.
Down 11, 12 right now.
Yeah, they hit it really hard, and then all the other transducers of electricity, aluminum is the second one for wiring, got hit hard today, and then oh, by the way, if you're going to war, you have to move things in cans and things of that nature. You have to feed your troops. So tin took off, which we thought it would, and it's up a full 1%. That's a big move in tin, and so the war drum is beating, and the markets are reacting, Nick.
What's it doing to our platinum, palladium, and rhodium?
Well, remember, palladium has greater use in high-speed missiles, surface-to-surface stuff, and it's up a whopping $35. So that's it came out of the gate strong. It's up almost 2% earlier on. And then platinum, which has more jewelry usage and automobiles. Well, guys aren't buying cars if they're dead in the mud. So, we generally will see pressure on platinum, and early on, it was down as much as 25. It's down about 15 now. So, I mean, everything, if you've lived through war markets as I have, everything is in tune. There's no surprises today.
What do we think it continues to trend this way? Do you think they take more juice out of this?
No. As a matter of fact, I think Scott has something to contribute as far as the juice in the metals market, which I think is important, because anytime you're looking at the metals, you have to look to the West. So, Scott, could you give us a little quick rundown on what we were talking about this morning?
Yeah, so before hopping on the video, Pete and I were talking about domestic demand inside of Asia, and the order books are strong, and they're still buying material, and the domestic material value, the cost of base resources in China, has not really dropped as fast or as hard as one might expect when you look at their building sector falling into disarray. So, one must ask, okay, what's going on with these prices? Is their government, have they kicked up the subsidy and not really told anybody, which could be happening? Are they just buying material and stockpiling it, which could be happening? Or have they begun the process of devaluing the yuan, and that is reflected in the material prices? And then we go into international foreign currency exchange. And as the material prices, which are benchmarked to the US dollar, as that numerical value continues to go up, is that increasing scarcity, or is that a devalued US dollar in the international commodities pool? So it's and as Pete was talking about, wartime economy, something that happens to pay for wartime is currency devaluation. So how does that factor into this major scenario? We may very well see base resources increase in numerical value.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. Obviously this will be a big wait and see type thing. What really comes down, like if a full-on war, which no one ever hopes for, comes out the gate, what does it do? But if it does happen, we still have to navigate how to live our lives around it,
Yeah.
That's right. And where are the energy markets? We all use energy every single day. So looking into our crude oil pricing, doesn't look like it's going down anytime soon.
Well, generally speaking, you know, there's usually, after it settles in, moving troops on vessels, they're the number one consumer of low grade crude products, you know, number two products like that. You'll see the bottom end of the refining cycle pick up and the upper end drop because there's less people driving. You know, right now, the disaster over the last year of high inflation, high food prices, people aren't shopping as much or driving as much because in many places, gasoline's doubled. But you will see the war basis for the inexpensive stuff that moves troops, that moves a war machinery will have a strong base. So it'll be a real mixed bag. It'll be real difficult to follow as far as trading and energies go.
You said palladium's used in missiles?
Yes, absolutely right. Yeah, the cruise missile guidance system have a lot of rhodium and palladium in it.
Well, and silver, right?
Yeah.
Every Patriot has X number of ounces of silver in circuitry and guidance.
Yeah, I actually one of my accounts was one of the guys that built that missile system, and he used to trade silver with me. So yeah, I'm a little familiar with it.
Yeah, one of my friends worked on the Paveway project, and
yeah,
there's a lot of metals in those. And when things get heated, that's a lot of metal that just goes. That's not getting recycled.
That's not getting recycled. No. That's turned into vapor.
Yeah, that's in the universe now.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
And that does have an effect on prices.
Yes. Well, anything else to add, fellas?
Well, yeah, I think you know, as we talked about, it's important for our scrappers, your scrappers, everybody that's involved in metal, you know. Look at we still nickel fell off of its 10-year high. Really got cracked. We kind of expected that. You know, like we just discussed, copper took out 450 like it wasn't even there. But you know, two wartime metals that generally see support, Nick, is aluminum, and then everything that you're using has to be plated against rust and outdoors. So you'll see a good demand in zinc will all of a sudden pop up. So those are things to keep an eye on, guys. If you're recycling and you have that product on hand, you know, look for some good prices to either hedge or sell into. Nornickel, which is, you know, the largest platinum palladium producer in Russia, who just had that big flood in their mines not long ago, said they're now back to 100% production today officially. So they're recovering, and the question becomes, are they going to be able to sell it into the world market if they invade? So we don't know, but if they can't, that's about 31% of production. So look for some strong underlying numbers in platinum palladium. Also, I watch something called the Commitment of Traders. You know, a lot of your guys don't watch that, but last week we were short 2,800 contracts in palladium and 3,400 in platinum. This morning, they're only short 1,300. So we almost had a 66% drop in short metals on the platinum side. And on the palladium side, we picked up 14,000 new positions on the long side. So we're seeing not commercial, but speculative money coming into the metals in a very big way, whether they're offsetting their shorts, which means that they aren't taking a commitment, or they're new longs. We can't tell from that number, but we're seeing some bullish numbers coming into the market, Nick.
Very interesting. Well,
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Let's try to do this next week too, if you guys are available.
If we're around, we always like to contribute and help your guys kind of figure out what their pricing should be.
Okay, sounds great. Have a good rest of your week, everybody, and stay tuned.
You bet.
Okay.